You're listening to Last Word Radio, where you get the last word.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Running Wild Podcast. I'm your co-host, Rich. Alongside me, as always, my co-host, Runz.
Yes, sir.
I just want to remind you guys that we're being brought to you by lastwordonsports.com. You can check us out on iTunes or Stitcher. We're under the LWOS radio channel. We're also under the W2M network, Wrestling to the Max. You can follow Wrestling to the Max over on Facebook. And you can subscribe. You have a second, go over and rate and comment over on our iTunes page there, all right? Or do the same over on Stitcher. You can follow us on Twitter at RunningWildLWOS, and you can send us emails at runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. Right, so that's the 5 million things we need to go through, and we're off. So, start with Roadblock, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think we need to go through anything one by one because nothing really mattered. But it was a very good show. It is something that I would literally watch every Saturday night. I don't care if Triple H and Dean Ambrose is the main event for the title or I would watch a house show every single week. So yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it. There was good wrestling pretty much top to bottom.
Let me ask, you said you'd watch that every week. Would you watch that over SmackDown every week?
Yes.
It's another 2 hours of wrestling. You'd really?
Yes, I would watch. You wouldn't watch a house show? Well, I don't know. I would watch it just maybe something will happen.
There's part of me that wants to believe that the reason I don't watch SmackDown is because I don't have an extra 2 hours a week.
But it's also because it's taped. That's why you really don't watch it.
Weird. Yeah, but I guess you're right. I mean, I make that. Obviously, I watch Ring of Honor and that's taped.
But I mean, you don't really have a choice with Ring of Honor.
True.
WWE, you get one live show.
All right, fair. Maybe I would watch it. I mean, I think Sad Wife would kill me at that point if I added another 2 hours on a Saturday. And especially if I made I couldn't go out.
I mean, I don't. Why not? Does it really cost them that much to throw it on the network? Why not just once a month tape a house show, have some type of match? It doesn't have to be, Triple H and Ambrose for the title. It can be the NXT title, the tag titles. It can, it can be an IC title match. It can be a US title match. It doesn't matter.
Well, I think you run into some issues. I mean, with so much of the product on TV, I think that the house shows also are stuck kind of that proving ground, the testing ground for certain things.
Yeah, but if you do it once a month, then that's fine. You can have guys in a feud have a tag team match and work through some stuff. You don't have to give anything away.
Do you think that? Okay. Would you ever? First of all, I know that you normally don't go to house shows now, but would you ever go to a house show over just watching it on the network?
I'd be more tempted to go to a house show if I knew it was going to be on the network. Because I'd be like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be on the network. So when these shows are on the network, it's been Brock and the NXT title. It's been Triple H and Ambrose. So there would definitely be something. I kind of want to go to the house show in the Garden because it's Daniel Bryan appreciation and all that kind of stuff, So if they just said, we're going to put that on the network, it might make me just go.
All right. I mean, yeah, because also that same weekend or the Monday after, the Raws at the Barclays and the prices The prices for the cheap seats are kind of outrageous.
Yeah.
I looked at it and not resale. I'm talking directly from WWE.
Mm-hmm.
You're looking at for a regular Monday Night Raw, $60 up top.
Yep.
And I think that's kind of unfair.
No, yeah, that's too much.
It's a Monday Night Raw, and I know it's the one. It's
the one right before.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know.
I feel like the one after you can do that, but the one before, you're being such. You guys are making. I don't know. I'm just a little crabby about that.
I mean, get over it. We're in New York, it's the life we live.
Speaking of being in New York and not getting over it, I'm sick and tired of Enzo and Cass. My boys from Queens.
See, we touched on it when we were talking about if they were going to win or not. They're not long for the main roster, man. They're going to come up. So this probably means they'll be up right after WrestleMania or something. They're getting big reactions every time they're in dark matches or they're in this NXT title match. So there's nothing else they can do in NXT. Yeah, they didn't win the tag titles, but who cares? They're just placeholders anyway.
All right. I've kind of been looking for them to get a payoff, and I just feel that I think.
But see, not every feud has to end with the faces winning.
But don't you think that if NXT is a proving ground or a training ground, I keep saying that today, shouldn't they have practice carrying the titles as face champions?
Why?
You don't think that being able to still garner crowd reaction and
how is it different being the champion than not?
I mean, how many times has a face that the fans become champion and then just that title reign fizzles and doesn't work out?
But that's not because they weren't good at being a champion. That's because they don't put them on Raw for a month and a half, or they don't defend the title ever. You know what I mean? It's not because I don't think there's a difference between learning how to work, maybe the world champion, but not the tag team champions of NXT. The world champion, you're doing all the publicity, you're doing all this, you're traveling everywhere. So I can see how that, but the NXT champion doesn't necessarily do all that traveling. So, I don't think there's anything they could really train you for. Plus, that would give you a really big hurdle as to there's 17 tag teams that are eventually going to be on the roster. At some point, they all have to hold the titles. That would water down the meaning of the championships.
Okay.
And Dash and Dawson are phenomenal. So I love that angle is great. Them attacking him in the parking lot and all that kind of stuff was great. And yes, I wanted to see Enzo and Cass get their win, but when Dash and Dawson won, I was just like, all right, man, son of a bitch. Okay, maybe next time. So that it just creates that feeling.
I guess I've just personally wanted them to win for a while.
100%.
Definitely.
I thought they were going to win, and then there were moments that I didn't. Then I thought they were again. So that's all I can hope for. And if that's what they give me, I'm more than happy.
All right. Let's see. I thought. Okay, so I think we talked about this not before the show just now, but
go ahead.
The Jericho Swagger match.
Okay, so before we talk about that, did you see that Sting is going to retire?
Really?
Yeah. They said he got diagnosed with spinal stenosis or something.
That's what David Wright has.
Yeah, so they said he's going to retire. He might announce it at his Hall of Fame induction. That's just slightly more important than Jericho and Swagger.
I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but I basically thought he was done anyway.
Yeah. I mean, it's just an official thing, just like a paperwork thing, because clearly he already was done. But yeah, so this was the one weird thing on this show, and Chris Jericho, the Canadian, comes out and belittles Canada. Oh, okay, fine, he's a heel. It makes perfect sense. But then the all-American Jack Swagger comes out basically to defend Canada. That I don't understand.
Well, it's one of those. I almost feel like it was like Jericho almost asking for Swagger, requesting Swagger because he wanted to prove that he is such a good heel that he can get the crowd to go against him and root for an American in Canada.
Or that the other half of the roster was having a house show in Atlantic City. And they were like, oh, well, Chris Jericho lost the world title to Jack Swagger. Hey, we could have this feud. Okay, cool. Yeah, that works. Like, why not Sami Zayn?
Well, was he on the other card?
No, he wrestled The Miz.
Oh, that's right. Well, okay. So, also before Neville got hurt, although I wanted to see a one-on-one between.
Yes. I know. You create a little bit of that angle, but then the angle did not continue on Raw. So.
Well, then now maybe here's
now
what I think.
I hope that angle is obliterated.
Maybe when Neville got hurt, they realized that they don't want to do the multi-man match anymore.
But Neville got hurt on Raw, so that doesn't work. But I get what you're saying. I hope that affects that match that way. Like, oh, okay, look, it's meant to be. Please just give us this one-on-one match.
Yeah, I mean, it would be so much better. I'm really excited about this being an old school WrestleMania with like 14 matches. There
was a lot. I looked at the card today, like the rumored matches or the matches, and there was like 12 matches, which is good because they have a 5-hour show, you know.
That's going to be wow. I'm really excited.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe the pre-show it's 5 hours.
Oh, the pre-show might be 2 hours. I forgot about that. Last year it was 2 hours.
And you're gonna have to come over like at
noon,
9 a.m.
Yeah. In like 5 years, it's just gonna be like WrestleMania kicks off at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Guys, we're gonna
12 hours of the pre-show.
We're gonna do a special live all-day podcast. We're going to start at 3 p.m. on WrestleMania Sunday.
Just record us.
See, yeah, we're going to do 2 hours of our pre-show going into WWE pre-show, and then we'll, kind of go along with the WWE pre-show. So you guys can kind of like, well, you know what we'll do? I'll actually play it so that it records on the show. So you can just mute your TV. You can mute your TV, and you'll play the podcast alongside, and it'll be just amazing. I'm telling you. Oh, no, we should just do the Google Hangout. Just invite everyone to Google Hangout.
Just anyone who wants to join
Anyone
us.
who wants to join for, I can't even count from 3 to 9. I don't know. It's a lot.
It would just be me and you all day.
9 hours. No, but imagine just the randos that might wander in. Like
people from random countries.
It'd be so exciting. All right,
yeah. So then we can. On Raw, it was a good episode of Raw, but I don't think there were many important things. Like you had the Triple H and Reigns stuff, which was extremely good. The Triple H Dolph stuff, which I don't really understand. Like,
I don't know
when Stephanie was. Like all in Dolph's face and stuff, and you can get whatever match you want if you win. I was like, I wonder if somehow he pulls out a win, due to interference, whatever, and then he's like, oh, well, I want to face you, and like it's Dolph versus Stephanie at WrestleMania.
That would have been crazy.
Like it's not like Dolph has a girlfriend that you can be like, oh yeah, she's gonna step up and fight like Brie Bella did, But I don't know. But the other thing that I took and ran with from this angle was, could there be some tension between Stephanie and Triple H?
He
made the match, huh?
Okay, Fabe.
No, yeah, real life. I
Oh,
mean, get a divorce and split up the kids. Yeah, man.
I
Like
want to hear Stephanie
she,
say, "I want a divorce."
so she made the match, and then Triple H just was like staring at her,
Yeah,
and
he
then like
did.
he had this great moment where like
It's like a
he
half
looked out of the
second.
side of his eye at Dolph, and then back at her,
Mhm.
and then was like, okay, yep, here we go.
It was like
But
half a second. Half a second of
yeah,
displeasure.
of just like, yeah, what are you doing? Like, really, you just did this? Oh, okay. But so this led me to, what if they keep having beef somehow? I don't know, like Vince is talking to Roman Reigns or something like that, and maybe cost Triple H the match, which leads to Triple H costing Undertaker the match and siding with Shane and then Stephanie and Vince.
Whoa.
Like, because I'm under the impression right now that Triple H Roman Reigns will not close WrestleMania. They've been pushing Shane and Taker as the main thing. WWE is basically on the line, and then you get a good crowd reaction to end your show.
Huh.
So it could be possible that Triple H loses the title and then somehow screws Vince and Stephanie to get back at them for something.
It's interesting.
See? All from a 4-second stare.
I mean, even if the only wow. I mean, I didn't think there was any way they were going to end the night with the championship as the main event, especially with the way they've been building to it for like the last.
Without the championship being the main event?
Like I thought the main event was going to be,
Yeah.
the championship match. So I'm not having it that way, is interesting because then, for me, naturally, I mean, I honestly felt like I don't see the Shane Undertaker match is very confusing to me.
How could you have that title match to end it? I know Vince loves to do that, and I know Vince loves Roman Reigns, and it would make so much sense to end the show with Roman Reigns celebrating, but it does not make sense if Roman Reigns is celebrating to a chorus of boos. You can still drop the confetti if you want. It doesn't matter. And then have the Divas match and then the Hell in a Cell.
That Divas match.
You can have the Divas tag or something. You can have the Divas triple threat earlier, or.
Yeah. I wonder how they're.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to have that cool off match, that bathroom break match. There has to be one match in the card.
Yeah, which could be the Divas tag or the Divas 8-man, 6-man, whatever it's going to be tag.
Because it has to happen.
Yeah. See, so it was like all the title matches, the Usos and the Dudleys, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, this 8 Divas tag, Zayn and Owens, Styles and Jericho. There's a good 10, 11 matches right now.
And this is so great. And then the Battle Royals gonna have so many guys. Mm-hmm. Do they even, after all these matches, they have another 25 guys?
Yeah.
I mean, are you just including a lot of NXT guys, or can they do this without NXT guys?
They could do that, but they can definitely do it without NXT guys.
It's the social outcasts.
Yeah, the social outcasts, the Wyatts. That's 10 right there.
All right. I mean, maybe Goldust and
yeah, so either they'll be in that or maybe get added to the tag match.
What is the end game of Goldust R-Truth?
I don't know, because now they've just flipped the roles seemingly for no reason. Or Goldust saved R-Truth or something, right? And then now but now Goldust doesn't want to be. I don't, it's really, really strange. Just make them a team. I literally do not care about these segments. Like, some of them are funny, not all of them, some of them, and just making them a tag team. You can still do this retarded stuff in the back. They could just be a team.
It doesn't bother me so much, like altogether, that they're doing it. You know, I like watching the segments. I wonder. I don't know. Obviously they're not going to really be title contenders. How much TV time are they going to get?
Yeah.
Because these vignettes are short, right? So now what you're asking is you're going to have them in matches and then have the matches presumably like fill the same slot as the vignette. You know, like how much time are they getting?
See, but that's what I'm saying. You can still do the backstage vignettes. You know, they can just be a tag team, like the same way Team Hell No had all those stupid, goofy things. You know, that's exactly what they can be like.
All right.
What the point of this is, I don't know. I guess it's just let's put a funny act together. But other than that, I don't know, because
like I could see Golden Truth embarrassing maybe Connor.
See, like that's it. Like, they could win the titles, or at some point, you know, the titles don't always have to be the tag titles, especially don't always have to be on the most serious, dominating tag team. They can have a quick, short run, or a fluke win, that kind of thing.
I really apologize for this interjection here, but I follow the New Jersey Devils on Twitter, and they just scored a 5th goal for the evening. And the official Twitter of the New Jersey Devils posted a video of Chappelle in court when he was like doing one of his weird characters as kind of like a seedy guy, going fifth, like pleading the fifth. So they just have that gif like 5, 5, 5. Like, I want to know
just have Booker T.
Well, yes, right. It just bothers me so much that opportunity was lost right there.
Yeah, right into just send that to the Devils. They'll probably use it the next time.
Man, Booker T. All right.
So, and then the other thing that I wanted to talk about was, which I liked and thought was well executed because of the amount of heat the League of Nations has, but it was the New Day semi-face turn, or, I guess full face turn.
I love when wrestling is able to actually make me forget that I normally like the heels better. And literally, and that's true. I went from really liking the League of Nations to like, God, I hate these guys.
See, I don't think it's a thing that we like the heels better. I think it is that we like the more entertaining person better. And most of the time, the faces are this cookie cutter good guy, and they don't get to be entertaining. Whereas the heels get to be assholes and do cool stuff that the faces don't do. So that's, New Day is amazing. So I don't care what they're doing, or if everyone is cheering for them or not, I love them.
All right. I can see that.
Like, the kids at my job love the New Day now. That's it. They hated them the entire time. Now they're like, yep, New Day rocks. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, now New Day rocks, huh? Okay, thanks. Yep, that's all it took, is just 4 old school heels. Just guys that legitimately people don't like. They just wrestle, or they just, there's nothing flashy about any of them.
Yeah. I mean, Rusev is really kind of becoming more vocal.
Yep.
Which is so weird in that group where you have Wade Barrett, who's great on the mic, and you have Sheamus, who takes the mic a lot.
Sheamus is good.
You have Del Rio, who's,
good.
I love
everyone is good.
Del Rio is so much better when he just says it in Spanish, it doesn't translate it.
But see, like, that's the thing. They're all good enough that they can let Rusev speak and get the rub of speaking more and communicating with them and all that,
And there's a part of me that feels that all being kind of this foreign faction, they get legitimate heat
Yeah.
In the middle of the country.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like, man, I hate these guys. Why
In
don't you go back to your
racist
country?
America, yeah.
Trump must love the League of Nations. He's probably going to put them in charge if he wins the election. I'm picking the League of Nations. And then suddenly, it's these four walking out. I would be so excited. That's what politics needs, more wrestling.
Yeah, so
Jack Tunney for president.
you had Kevin Owens on commentary during the Zayn Neville? No, Zayn Miz? I don't even know who he fought on Raw.
It was... Yeah, it was Zayn... Wait.
I don't think it was The Miz.
Why am I blanking out? I enjoyed the match, too.
Yeah, it was a solid match. Just can't remember who it was against.
Who could have... I don't know. So many guys on the roster now.
Yeah, I have no idea who it even remotely could have been. But, either way, Kevin Owens,
Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes.
Stardust, yeah. It's not Cody Rhodes, Stardust.
Sorry, Stardust. You're retired.
Yes. Yeah, but Kevin Owens, great on the mic as on the commentary as always.
Do you think he's so good that I believe that he's close to punching Byron Saxton in the face. Like
he just kills them the entire time. Him and Michael Cole.
All jokes aside, I really mean this. If I was going to an event or let's say I was at WrestleMania, that weekend, and let's say like the Friday, I went to like a restaurant and saw Owens sitting and talking politely to Saxon. It would hurt me. Like I would be upset. I want to believe that it's not kayfabe, that Owens, because it doesn't just sound like he doesn't like him. It sounds like he's gonna hit him. Like he's very close. I don't know.
He's great at just that. He's great at just being an asshole.
Like I really want to know.
He's great at being a bully.
But wouldn't you? He's so good. However, wouldn't you want to know, like you're watching a DVD like 10 years from now, or not DVD because it'd be on the network and you're streaming it, probably to like your eyeglasses. When you're watching this retrospective of Kevin Owens, he's like, Byron Saxton's like being interviewed. He's like, no, he really didn't like me. No, he was gonna punch me. Like every time he said that on air, he meant that. That was not scripted. Like I want to hear that.
Yeah. Nah, I always hated Byron. Son of a bitch.
I don't know why that's such an enjoyable idea. Oh, by the way, this is for a visual for you. Obviously, I'll have to describe to the audience what I came across when Charlie was knocking books off the shelf. This is
Nice.
WWF Superstars of Wrestling. It's a book I believe I got at the St. Joseph's book. Hardcover.
Yep.
2-page spreads. Hulk Hogan. Actually, Hogan gets 4 pages.
Of course he does.
You got Warrior. You ever get a Dragon Steamboat? This is a treasure trove. Oh, I mean, just managers together.
Jeez.
This is literally, I mean, the Coach. I forgot about Coach being in WWE or WWF, whatever.
Not Jonathan Coachman.
It's fun to go towards the back of the book to see who they think is random. They had a word find, which unfortunately I completed probably in about 2nd grade. This is very exciting. I mean, I realized I've had this in my collection the whole time, but having it fall off the shelf was just very convenient. Oh, see, this is surprising. The last page of the book, Bruce Beefcake. Bruce
Nice.
Pretty still pretty influential guy at that time. He hadn't even formed the Mega Maniacs or whatever.
Yeah. So, anything else from Raw
that
you thought stood out?
Let's see. I mean, well, we didn't mention the Charlotte Natalia match, did we? Because I actually thought that was
Roadblock. Oh yeah, that was a great.
I thought that was really, really good, and I hope. And then I don't see where Natalia is going unless they make that one match an 8 Diva, in a 8 Diva tag.
She'll be in that.
I mean, hope because if not, I mean, I know there a lot of things have been
it's
out of
total
control.
divas against, the not total divas.
All right, I hope they do that because she needs to be involved.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do it more like a Lana
Yeah.
going with Team Bad.
Exactly.
Oh.
Brie, Paige, Natalia, Alicia Fox, all on Total Divas, and Lana, Naomi, Tamina, someone else, all not on Total Divas. Summer Rae.
Cameron.
That's
Summer
not.
Rae is probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Poor
there
Cameron.
you go.
Poor Cameron. What a fall from grace.
Yeah, so I mean, if that's all from Raw, then we'll move on to what I thought was a very good, quote unquote, live episode of TNA Impact, which
What?
you did not get to see.
Why do they call it live?
Well, it was taped like an hour earlier. Like it was, kind of ongoing.
Oh.
It was like tape delay.
So Pop doesn't trust that they won't do something crazy?
No, it's just TNA. That's how they do it. Like when I went to the show in New York, that's what they did too. Like, it was started at 7, but it didn't go on till 9 or whatever.
Huh.
But yeah, so you had so the Grado, they had footage of Eli Drake switching or like looking at the briefcases, and then
How did the footage come to light?
I think Grado found it or posted it or something.
I love that stuff, man.
Yeah. So like it was like he was taking a picture with a fan, and Eli Drake like creeped up, picked up the briefcase, and then like held them and did something you couldn't really see. So they gave him back the briefcase because they said, we don't know what you did, So they gave him the briefcase, and then they had Grado's contract in a ladder match. And if Eli Drake won, then obviously Grado was gone. But if Grado won, obviously he got his contract. So as I informed you yesterday, Grado wrestled this entire match with his fanny pack on, which was ridiculous.
All right, so obviously, like, did they show the footage of him doing it? Of the actual, like, switching of the title belts?
Well, so he grabs the briefcase, and then he goes, and, like, he's doing it in front of him, but his back is to the camera. So
Okay.
You see him fidgeting, but you can't see, like, exactly if he's taking out his and switching it. Or
was it regular? So was it regular footage, or was it like some sort of backstage, like some hidden camera?
It was like a security camera.
Damn it. See, there's a part of me that, because those security camera things are so weird.
Just a cameraman standing
like
there.
I almost want it to be so, I want them to make it that much more absurd, where they just have like...
No, see, you
like
want it to be... You're rooting for it to be the worst it can be so that you can shit on it when they do it. Instead of being like, oh, this is good, you want to be like, oh, no, look, they should have did it this way so
okay,
shittier
so
and I could complain about it.
Wait, let me be fair. When I say I want someone to do that, I mean I want WWE to do it, or Ring of Honor, so I can appreciate it. But if TNA did it, I would just crap on them.
Yes, okay, thank you.
I won't. I've been trying to watch. I've been following along with what's going on. I'm giving it a shot. I'm interested in what you told me happened. I'm starting to see that the guys that I dislike are not there.
Yes. So, I mean, then to further talk about what you're saying now about, guys you like and all that, they had Bennett and Maria against Galloway and Gail Kim, and Maria, like, rolled up Gail Kim to get the win. So, that was entertaining.
First lady of ROH, man.
The Galloway and Bennett, the chemistry is good. And I really enjoy the dynamic of them two in the ring, or just the idea of, not that these guys are going to be at TNA forever, but let's say in 10 years, those are the two main guys in TNA. That's something I could see. TNA stays another 10 years. Those guys never leave, whatever. Obviously both are, what if. But, like AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels or those guys, there's got to be some type of long term goals, or and these are two young guys, two very good, I don't know how young, but two very good, entertaining guys, and who could be a building block for them.
No, I mean, I really like Galloway. And, he just needed a change of pace, I think, when he left.
I think yes, and I think he needed a chance. Maybe getting released is what gave him this edge, but I don't necessarily doubt that he had it all along, because he was very good in WWF or WWF WWE, and he was the chosen one by Vince McMahon and all that nonsense. So it's not like they didn't think highly of him. I don't know if there was any backstage stuff or whatever happened, but I think maybe the divorce maybe fucked with him.
Was it Kelly? No,
Tiffany.
Sorry. She's like uber Christian now.
Yeah, I heard that she retired from wrestling and all that. Okay, sure. So then, the main event, which I couldn't really describe to you. So Jeff Hardy faced Eric Young earlier in the night, and the winner was entered into the main event. So Jeff Hardy won, and then so he was in the main event, obviously. And then during the main event, EY and Bram came out, and before this, EY was talking to Bram, and Willow walked past.
Oh, Jesus.
But Jeff Hardy was all in pink makeup and pink stuff, so it wasn't Jeff Hardy. And like Bram was looking away, and Eric Young was like, "Wait, did you see that? Did you see that? It was Willow. I told you, he's real." So I don't know what's going on, who's playing the character, what they're gonna do, but whatever. I'm entertained. But anyway, so then during the match, or maybe right before, whatever, Eric Young pile drove Hardy, maybe through a table, but definitely like on the entrance ramp area. So
Okay.
he took him out. And then during the match, Tyrus and Spud came out, and EC3 fought them off, kicked out of like a bunch of finishes. Hardy kicked out. Then Mike Bennett came out and hit EC3 with the chair. And it was like rooting for Hardy to get the win. So I don't know if, the Kingdom is reunited in TNA, or if this was just a way to get Bennett and EC3 into a little feud. Because, then EC3 kicked out again, and then Bennett and him like brawled into the crowd and all over the place. And that's when they were just like, okay, no contest. And then Hardy cut like a good promo, like, I told you, I would be leaving here as a champion, you knew it all along, and blah, blah, blah. And then Drew Galloway's music hit, and he came out, and they started brawling. He hit him with the big boot, and then the double arm DDT, and that was it. So pretty cool moment, they celebrated with the crowd and everything, but really well done. Matt Hardy was excellent in his heel role as usual. So it came off well.
What is the name of his what was the name of Galloway's move? I can't remember right now.
Wow, I just had it in my head. And I'm trying to think of what it's called in TNA, which I have no shot, and it threw me off my WWE thinking.
Is it like the Future Shock?
Yes, Future Shock DDT.
So I was just confused because there was a team, so yeah, the Future Shock.
That's still what he calls it in TNA.
Oh, okay.
And he has the crater kick, maybe something like that.
I'm gonna watch it over the weekend.
All right.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to do the experiment with the 106-minute match.
It's all right. But yeah, so then moving on to Lucha Underground, I mean, just another phenomenal wrestling show. I mean, they had Phoenix. He cashed in his... See, it's really, really funny because they taped this a while ago, like a couple months ago. So now, on this same night that Galloway cashes in, Phoenix cashed in his gift of the gods. But, like, he cashed it in last week, like, making this match for this week. But, so he cashes in, and so he faced Mil Muertes, and it was just a crazy, crazy match. Like, both masks were ripped, and, like, both of them were bloody. Crazy stuff. And Phoenix ended up winning, so Phoenix won the title. And then, which, okay, so I was super into the match. I was super hyped that, he won. It was a cool finish and everything. And then Katrina gets on the mic and she says, next week we have Aztec Warfare, and it's going to be for the Lucha Underground Championship. And you, Phoenix, are coming in at number 1, and Mil Muertes is coming in at number 20. And I was like, wow, sick. Phoenix is coming in at number 1. Wow. Mil Muertes is 20. How the hell? So now I'm sitting here like super hyped about it after it's over, and I'm like, yo, WWE just did this. It's a Royal Rumble for the title. The champ is coming in number 1. The heel is coming in last. And I was just like, oh, no. But I was so into it that I didn't even think about it for like 5 minutes.
Do you think there's any way that TNA, like, because
WWE and TNA both just stole Lucha Underground's plans?
Well, I wasn't even going to go that far. I was just wondering.
That was just a joke, but
like, if you know how many episodes Lucha Underground does, right? And like somebody was there for you, like, real easy. Like someone goes to the tapings for TNA and like takes notes, right? Couldn't they figure out when stuff is going to air because Lucha Underground is a finite number of episodes?
Yeah, but I mean,
like, let's put up a strong show against.
I mean, they knew last week that he was cashing in. Like they announced it last week that he was gonna.
Yeah, but this
like title match.
But this actually happened. Like what?
Well, but I'm saying even if they just watched the show last week, they would have known that he was going to have this title match.
All right. No, I mean.
So yeah, I get what you're saying. They could have looked even deeper into when they were going to be taped and everything, when they were going to be shown, but I don't even think there was a need.
All right. And so what do you think is going to happen going forward?
I don't know. I mean, I really am super hyped to watch the Aztec Warfare next week because, I mean, first of all, that match is crazy. It's just a Royal Rumble with anything goes, and you have to be pinned or submitted to get eliminated. So, it doesn't matter if you go over the top rope. There's tables, there's chairs, there's weapons. People go everywhere. So it's really a sick match. And it being for the title, the Phoenix coming number 1, I really don't know, because is he going to lose the title already in 1 week? Anyone can win. Yeah. So who knows? It'll definitely be interesting to see.
Like, how do they end the first season, or how do they end their seasons?
So they have they have Ultima Lucha, which is their pay-per-view. So all the stories wrap up kind of. And, like last year, Mil Muertes beat Prince Puma for the title and then, set the stage for this year.
So, like, when is the Ultima Lucha?
It's the season finale.
Like, I mean, how many episodes away is it currently?
No idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I feel like, that's also weird.
Well, Aztec Warfare was pretty early on in the first season. And the second season has not been on that long. So this is we're probably 10 episodes in. And last season they had 44.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have completely misunderstood how many episodes they put on a year.
Oh, yeah. It's basically every week.
Well, I am rather surprised. Okay.
And Ultima Lucha was an hour. And all right, so they had the show, like the fourth show from the end the third show from the end was it was called Penultima Lucha, and it was like everyone was vying for these medallions, that would get them in the Gift of the Gods ladder match.
It's like straight like Legends of the Hidden Temple. All right.
Yeah. So that was like what the matches were that night. Then the next week was the first hour of Ultima Lucha. And so they had like 3 matches there. And then the next week was the 2-hour finale, which was like the bigger matches. So it was pretty sick. I think I watched suck
finale.
when the finale, probably. But it's gonna suck now because I watched the first season. I think I'm just gonna wait. But I watched the first season, just binge watch it. So it's gonna suck like having to watch half of a pay-per-view and then wait a week to watch the second half.
Just hold off and watch like Daredevil or something. It's coming out tomorrow.
I don't think so. But yeah, I'm just gonna not watch the season finale until the end, until everything is watchable at once.
It was dangerous. I remember when I had Time Warner Cable, I think there was a way that like I could watch 2 weeks of like Dexter in a row, but then that would mean that I would have to wait. Like I could watch like say that Sundays and somehow the next week's. Like I don't know how I did that and why they allowed that to happen, but then the one after wasn't there, So I would watch 2 in a row because I really wanted to know what happened, and then be stuck.
Then you have to wait. Yep.
And I'd be like, oh, no. I forgot what show it was because I feel like your sister would come over and be like, oh, did you watch it? I'm like, yeah, I watched it already. It was just too tempting for it to be there.
Speaking of watched it already, NXT, it was an okay show.
Yeah, I mean, I think this happens. This happens with NXT. This happens with Ring of Honor. It's just the way the tapings, and it happened. I feel like last week. Maybe I should give more credence to the Kurt Angle stuff, but it happened last week with TNA for me too. Like last week, I put it on and I got bored and I turned it off.
It's exactly what you were starting to say. It's the way the tapings are set up. Not everyone can wrestle every show. They tape 4 shows in 2 nights. Not everyone is wrestling, 4 times in 2 nights. That's crazy.
I will say, however, that one company that this week the taping went really well with was Ring of Honor.
Well, so just before we get to Ring of Honor, so we had the Zayn Nakamura match made official. And so that was pretty cool. Like Zayn's reaction was pretty cool. He was just like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. I like that. All right. Yeah, cool. Let's do it.
A loss doesn't hurt him?
What?
A loss doesn't hurt him, right?
No. It doesn't. Nakamura's not going to come in and lose. So
no, yeah, I know that, but it
doesn't matter. It's NXT. I mean, Kevin Owens lost to Finn Balor and then to on SummerSlam, right?
Is the Bullet Club going to be?
I don't know.
Heel or
face, because they're going to be with Balor.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just wondering if Balor was going to turn or something, because like he's going to have a group of homies. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
You don't have to be bad guys to be boys. I mean, they could be, but they could eventually.
You just don't often have.
Or like I said a couple weeks ago, maybe they come in and join Joe.
And that would be weird. And call themselves the Balor Club?
Samoa Club. I don't know. Yeah, a bulletproof Balor Club without Finn Balor. That'd be funny.
Or they just defeat him and carry him around in shackles. What else was there?
I didn't get a chance.
And American Alpha. American Alpha beat the Vaudevillains for number one contendership. So
why the Vaudevillains? Like, why? I was so uninterested by the match because I don't care about the Vaudevillains. They're dead.
Okay, I see. That's one of those teams that I don't think I can ever stop. I won't ever stop liking.
Yeah, but they're dead. Like they're what are they gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're entertaining. They're good at what they do. I don't think they're going to make it up to the main roster. I don't see it happening. I just think I appreciate. I guess I really like the gimmick.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice, funny niche gimmick, but
It's like R-Truth for me. Like I'm just never going to stop liking him. I'm never going to stop liking them.
they're not as anywhere near as entertaining
Well,
as R-Truth.
okay.
The gimmick is funny,
Yeah,
but they're not like over the top good.
Oh, I have to throw this in there before I forget. So the dog often likes to stand right behind me when I'm not expecting it to try to classically wrestling trip me.
Yes.
And Stat Wife was like, "Oh wow, it's just like the CPA, the abominable CPA, who we've seen at like one wrestling show, no, two shows." And the fact that she just referenced that like without batting an eye, like it was this quick. I'm like, my wife is now referencing small time independent wrestlers, like quickly. This is, I don't know what I've done wrong. I almost feel like I've done something mean.
Yeah. You've ruined her life.
I really have. Our last 2 date nights have been independent shows. And the next one, most likely, independent wrestling show.
Speaking of independent wrestling shows, you were talking about ROH?
Nice segue, my friend. Yeah, so this week they had a full hour dedicated to a tag team gauntlet.
Okay.
And the last team standing would be the number one contenders for the tag team championships.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
So let me just pull it up so I can get it in order. So the first,
that's okay. You don't have to go through it in order. I'll just watch it.
all right. I mean, so
You could just talk about the winners.
all right. So basically, Red Dragon stayed out there for 2 matches. They were a little flat, to be honest. Like the crowd, I don't know when it was done in the taping and stuff, but it just felt like they were tired or not excited. Like it definitely was at the beginning. So it just seemed like it was like kind of long. Finally, Dragon gets stopped by.
All right, so you don't have to go through this one by one. You can just
jump.
Talk about the winners.
All right. Roppongi Vice ended up taking the number one contendership, which kind of pissed me off.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I understand.
But they haven't gotten the shot, yeah, so that's cool.
Yeah, but you know what I'm thinking. So,
Well,
I mean,
War Machine is the champions, eh?
Yeah, I mean, maybe Roppongi Vice takes it off of them so that
No chance. Roppongi Vice, come on.
But then
they can't beat War Machine.
But I feel like with the Guns being reformed, I feel like they should be carrying the titles at some point soon.
You don't need to. They could be feuding with Daniels and Cass and the Young Bucks and whoever else for a little while.
That tag team division, for me, is the best right now in.
I mean,
in wrestling.
It always has been. Like, for the past 10, 15 years, it's been ROH and no one else,
It's just crazy with the Guns back, the Young Bucks. I mean, the fact that the Briscoes aren't even really like mentioned when it comes to the a titles run right now is kind of absurd.
Briscoes, All Night Express, War Machine, the 3 teams that we just mentioned with Cass and Daniels.
I mean,
and then Roppongi Vice coming in now and then, and
and I really think that Romero is so much more hateable when he's wearing the eye patch.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, that's like that makes me just like when he's not wearing it, I can actually like enjoy him more. When it's on, it I don't know. It's like it's weird.
Just bugs you.
Yeah, it's worse than the fanny pack on Grado. Because that's just funny, like the eye patch. Like it really annoys me. But it was actually like that's one of these hour of tapings that I really sit back and get to enjoy because there's a a linear idea, kind of tying the whole show together, it then scares me because I feel then the next week invariably will be something that doesn't make sense. But we still haven't seen anything to happen with Truth Martini, and since the pay-per-view, I don't believe that you've had anything with Jay Lethal or Roddy. So in terms of after pay-per-view results, so hopefully next week's episode kind of follows up and they kind of build off of it and have a second good show in a row.
Well, they announced some things for Super Card of Honor. Did you see those?
Yeah, one of them is it's the Machine Guns versus the it's the Machine Guns versus Young Bucks at Super Card of Honor. Night
Okay.
one, I know.
And they announced that Ishii will not be there. And because of that, Lio Rush is getting a world title shot. So he's going to be facing Jay Lethal at Super Card of Honor.
I mean, that's going to be a good match, but
yeah, I mean, he's not going to win. He's not going to win the ROH title. So
I've never wanted a wrestler that I legitimately just love all around. I mean, Jay Lethal's just ever since he was Black Machismo, I've just really liked him. I've never wanted a guy that I like to lose the title so badly. I want to see him in a different way,
Yeah, you want to get this over with.
And it's just, how long has he been holding the title? I mean, I know that he hasn't been the world champion for as long, but having that TV title reign and the way he elevated it during that reign, I want to see something different now.
Yeah, because he hasn't not been the champion in 2 years. You know, because he was TV, then won the world at the same time, then just dropped the TV, so he was still in the world. So, yeah, I get what you're saying. He's just been one of their biggest champions for the better part of 2 years.
And I just feel like, so my thing is, okay, so the TV champion can't be there, so Lio Rush, so the fans get punished by not getting a better world title match?
Yeah, I guess they said, Nigel McGuinness said that the world championship wasn't being defended, so you're going to get a world championship match. Why? What's the rush? Why did you need to do that? Why couldn't you just say, okay, you can have a match versus whoever, and next time Ishii is around, then you can have the match with Ishii, which they'll probably do anyway. But why couldn't you just, I don't know, maybe they're going to try and make a quick star and, he won't win the title, but he'll put up a crazy fight and come close, and then maybe he'll beat Ishii. That would be crazy. But I don't know,
kind of like what was that, Shelton Benjamin and Triple H? He got that title match.
Yes.
Randomly, and he did really well. I mean, I want to see. One of the issues that I have with these guys like Lio Rush a little bit, I just give them some mic time. I just give them some story. Give them something other than the fact that they just want to win a match. I'm sorry.
Well, that's the biggest problem with ROH is, rightfully so, they focus on wrestling, but they don't have characters. And that's why people like Dalton Castle get so over, because they're so unique and different than everyone else. But by being that character, you have some automatic backstory and some reason for people to care or dislike you. Either way, care. But when you're just Roderick Strong or Jay Lethal, not so much Jay Lethal, but when you're Roderick Strong or Davey Richards and Eddie Edwards or the War Machine, or even the Briscoes are a little bit of a character. But, Daniels and Kaz, anyone, they're just wrestlers, and they just wrestle. And they don't have promos in the ring, and they don't have all those backstage interviews and angles. They just wrestle. So it's impossible to really get involved in the character when all they're doing is wrestling and they're not giving you any reason to really care about the character.
Yeah. And, I've really fallen in, like you said, with Dalton Castle.
Yeah.
Amazing. I mean, I really, I've said it before, I really just can't get over how much I love Silas Young, the last real man. He's just always kind of backing that up.
Yep.
I mean,
He
even
has a gimmick.
I mean, and it might be him because his Twitter is kind of like, follow him on Twitter. It's a lot of the same stuff about being a real man and everything, and it's I don't know, it's refreshing. I don't that guy's. I wrote in my article over on lastwordsports.com, cheap plug. That basically I remember being at the event and like throwing a streamer at him and him just smacking it out. Like, no, I don't want that kind of. He
literally you mention this every week.
I know, every week, because it's this dedication to staying in that character. And now he's off to Germany, which I think, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see how long of a stay that is. But he'll be back. He'll be around.
They need guys like him because that's a guy who makes it easier for these up-and-coming guys to have a feud with. Leo Rush is going to be somebody who's going to be cheered because, of how skilled he is. But I feel like he can fall into that ACH trap of just kind of being bland.
Oh yeah, 100%.
ACH is great, but I don't care when he comes out. I even like who's another guy who's Seidel to an extent. I kind of feel the same about. But then I like Cedric Alexander. I mean, that extra, that Vita being there and kind of both of being sneaky, obnoxious, and suing. It makes me a little more interesting.
By being the heel, he has a chance to be a character. Where when he's the babyface, he's just the clean cut, trying to get wins and wrestle babyface.
Huh.
Like that plays or applies so much to ROH because the heels can be so vicious and vindictive because the baby faces aren't doing anything. They're just being baby faces.
It's an excellent, astute point, my friend.
Every once in a while.
All right. Well, wait. Before I forget. Okay, go ahead.
So on Cheap Heat, they mentioned that Stone Cold they were questioning who. Okay. They mentioned someone he was a tag team champion with, and then questioned whether he was tag team champion with someone else. Did you listen to it this week?
I did not.
Okay.
I listened to like 15 minutes of it, and then I didn't get to finish the rest.
All right. So good. So they were talking about Stone Cold, and his tag team partners for the tag team titles. So I looked it up, and he is a 4-time tag team champion with 4 different partners. Can you name the 4?
WWE.
Yes.
Triple H.
Correct.
Shawn Michaels.
Correct.
Undertaker.
Correct.
I mean, just like no. Kurt Angle?
No.
I mean, that's not going to be Kane?
No. One more guess.
All right. Am I right in the idea that it's an opponent?
Correct.
Rock.
Nah.
Oh.
Do love.
Fudgical. That upsets me.
See, but like that's like a Mount Rushmore of. Yeah. Like, are you kidding me? He won 4 tag team titles with 4 different people, and those 4 people happen to be Triple H, HBK, Undertaker, and Mick Foley. Are you kidding me?
There's a part of me that almost feels like those shouldn't. Those reigns, like they happened and whatever, they moved storyline, but I wish they wouldn't count.
Yeah, like they're not real tag team.
You know, like what didn't I get stumped on one? What was it? Was it something like this with John Cena and Orton, or I don't know?
Yeah, that was just me asking you ridiculous. John Cena and The Miz.
You know, but it's just one of those. It's like it. It was a lack of respect, almost, I think, shown to the tag team titles in many ways. You know, you do that once. Like Stone Cold obviously did that same thing like 4 times. Like that's kind of absurd.
Him and Triple H was the power trip, and all that craziness. Dude Love came to help him out, so he did it in different ways.
All right, fair. But it still kind of gets in there. It grinds my gears. Because then it becomes like a random trivia question. And there's no good reason for it other than the fact that they were like, can you name any of the teams that he would have beaten?
To win the tag team titles?
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I mean, if I got any of them right, it would be legitimate.
Like Kane and X-Pac or like something like that. Yeah. Kane and Undertaker, 100%. Him and Triple H beat like Kane and Undertaker.
Oh, and they were like, okay, yeah. I can see that. It's just one of those things that irritates me.
Whatever.
316 day. By the way, I just want to call out Cheap Heat on something. Like, guys, we mention you a lot. And it's a little upsetting that you guys don't give us a shout out there. So, hook it up. Let's go. All right. I'm trying to think, but I think, the Jacqueline got announced for the Hall of Fame, which I'm just like, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of feel the same way about Papa Shango. Bossman, I guess. He was with the company for a while, despite his WCW kind of vacation.
Yeah, nobody in this class stands out, really. Sting, yes. But, it's nice to see The Godfather, nice to see the Freebirds, maybe JBL, maybe Snoop Dogg. Nice. I don't mind seeing Jacqueline. She was there for a while. She was good while she was around. Eventually, eventually everyone's going to get in. What are they going to do? They're going to run out of people.
I'd love to see JBL. I just loved his wrestling god stuff so much that I mean, when his theme song comes on when I'm driving, I legitimately am excited. And it's even better now that I'm driving the big Lincoln Town car because it feels more like his car.
You got the hood ornament and everything.
Man, I wish I had I want to start 2-stepping out of my car whenever I get out. If anybody one day is like, "Yo, are you
just wearing a cowboy hat?" Yeah, okay.
I can't. I don't think I can get away with a cowboy hat.
What the hell is wrong with that guy?
I can't get away with a cowboy hat.
No chance.
Maybe I'll try it. We'll just go to it's indie shows wearing the cowboy hat.
Don't do that. You'll be there by yourself. Do you ever do that?
Fair enough.
No trivia or anything this week?
Sadly, let me just check because sometimes we actually get it while we're taping, which is kind of creepy at the same time. But cool.
Sadly, we had 2 weeks in a row, and then that was it. Crashing to a halt.
I think there's still a lot of our fans out there. They just get busy. I had report cards this week, so maybe the same thing's going on over there. Sadly, it does not seem like we have anything here, so we don't have any trivia. I could pull out the WWE Encyclopedia. Okay. Oh man, I think I'm gonna let you have the encyclopedia, so that you can then just bring up read a bio of a random guy and see if I can figure it out. Because I feel like I need to start studying. I feel like one day there's going to be a wrestling Jeopardy, and I need to be freaking ready.
If there is ever a wrestling Jeopardy and we are not on it, it will be a travesty.
I know.
Also on GP, they mentioned this Twitter account.
God, stop giving them all this play. Our fans are going to turn over to that one. We can't have that happen.
Yeah. So also on GP, they mentioned this other Twitter. I think it was WWF Primetime Now or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they just tweet as Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby the Brain Heenan
What?
So
What?
they're like, hold on, I'll read you. I'll tell you exactly what it is,
Is
and I'll read
WWF
you.
primetime now?
I think so. Hold on, Jesus. Yes,
Primetime
WWF
today.
Primetime Now, and just check out a couple of their tweets. Let's see.
We want to salute our new Twitter followers, 300 in the past 24 hours. I'm getting a restraining order. That's not how it works, Brain. Oh, man.
See, I'll tell you this, Monsoon. I bet that cheapskate Regal will ask for a double fee for coming out to the ring twice. He will not.
It's so amazing. Yeah, a backstabber on the backstabber. I love it. Come on, Rick. Do something. He'd never hit a lady. No, but I would. You're disgusting. Like,
I mean, it's fantastic.
will you stop? Oh,
Hopefully they keep this going for a while. And what a brilliant idea! I'm so upset that we never thought of this.
like looking back on it, the truth was, I'm not sure if I appreciated how much Gorilla Monsoon was acting as the just shocked and disgusted, right?
Yeah,
I obviously because I was younger, but now, like looking back, like he seemed so legitimately exasperated by what Bobby the Brain Heenan said.
they're the greatest. They are just phenomenal. Everything they did, all their back and forths. Oh.
This is gonna be. I'm obviously following them now.
Yeah, of course.
This is gonna make just all my days that much better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Just random
Or maybe
Gorilla Monsoon, Bobby
perhaps I
Heenan
went a little
comments
far on that.
wrestling.
It's not gonna make all my days.
It's not gonna make your life any different, but we'll make it more enjoyable every now and then.
Yeah, like when I'm having a tough class.
Yeah, just read a couple Monsoon and Brain tweets, and you'll be good to go.
And have you been watching any more of Edge and Christian?
Yes, I watched all of them up until the most recent one. And it is not that bad. They have gotten better every episode.
They have? Okay.
Yes, and they're slightly funnier. They did there was one episode where they played everyone's entrance music, and it was just the two of them imitating the people.
Oh, okay.
So it was really funny, them doing Vince McMahon and his walk, and just the stuff that they did was funny. But it's definitely gotten better since the first episode. I listened to them on Talk Is Jericho, and it got me okay, I'll watch this, because they were talking about how it gets better and how they're learning, and I was like, all right, they're funny, I'll give it a shot. That first episode was terrible, but it's gotten better.
All right, I'm gonna give it a shot then myself.
Yeah, so that's been pretty solid too.
Excellent.
And then what are we? 12 days, 13, 14? I don't even know what we are away from WrestleMania right now.
Well, today's the
16 days, something like that.
Today's the 17th.
So 14.
Really, it's 2 weeks from Sunday.
3rd, right?
So it's 2 weeks from Sunday. So
all right, so 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks and 2 days.
16, 17.
So basically 2 weeks, 16 days. All right.
Yeah.
That's going to be here before we know it.
All right. Well, unless you got anything else, we're gonna head on down the road and we'll wrap this one up.
No, sir. I think I am all tapped out here.
All right. Well, so just want to remind you guys that you guys have been listening to us through a partnership with LastWordOnSports.com. You can find us over on Last Word on Sports Radio, the iTunes channel. There are a bunch of other shows there. You got football, you got soccer, you got baseball news, you got hockey, you got tons of stuff. You can also find us on the W2M network. That's Wrestling to the Max. You can find them on Facebook for a lot of wrestling discussion. These guys really go in depth and way longer than we do. So you should go check them out. And then you can also find us over on Stitcher and on our own iTunes channel, of course, under Running Wild Podcast. If you have a second, no matter where you're listening to us, go over there and leave us a comment there, or just rate us there. Anything that helps out. We don't get paid for this, so any kind of promotion, tweeting out to your friends, sharing it with some coworkers. Hey, there are these two funny guys who talk about wrestling. That'd be great, helping us out. You can find us over on our Twitter feed. I feel like I'm not spelling it right, so I'm just going to say it's Running Wild, regular spelling, LWOS. All right, because our follower count indicates to me that I must have been saying it wrong this whole time. And also, you can send us emails. That made Stat Wife laugh. You can send us emails over at runningwildpodcast@gmail.com. Please send us trivia, comments, anything you want. Hey, you want us to do an episode where the fans join in and join in discussion? Email us a time that you would want to do that, because you're probably only a person who would ask, and we'll accommodate you. As long as you're not international, if you're within most American time zones, we can accommodate you. All right, and with that, I just want to remind you guys that you've been listening to the podcast that is just too sweet.